All right. Good morning. It's Crystal Lynn here, Badass Butterfly, and I'm doing a tarot reading for the week. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm being challenged down to my very core. And I'm shook up. Maybe you're shook up too, or maybe this is one of those rare times when it's just me going through my own thing. But I don't think that happens very often. So I'm going to assume that maybe you're being shaken awake as well. So let's just see where spirit wants to lead us today. Um, so starting this reading with being shaken. I'm being shook up. We're being shook up. What does spirit want to awaken by shaking us? With this shaken, what does spirit want to awaken? Oh boy. I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot and I'm on my digital cards right now because I've packed my paper cards. And so the question again is, what does spirit want to awaken with all this shaking? And the card I've pulled is the Eight of Swords, which shows a woman, and she is trapped in a she's not really trapped, is she? She's got these ties on her that are very loose, and then she's surrounded by these eight swords, and she's blindfolded. And boy, I don't know about you, but this really describes how I feel right now. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself, this might help you kind of understand where spirit might be leading you as well. But I had a beautiful apartment picked out in Paris, and it turned out that that apartment was a scam. So I was robbed of my money, okay, which, believe it or not, is the least important thing. But most importantly, I was robbed of my opportunity for my home. And I was really looking forward to arriving at a place that I knew was going to be mine. And that was really, really important to me. So, with this big disappointment, is this feeling of having something that was really, really significant snatched away. Now, my mind immediately started doing a number on me. I have been nothing but upset over the last 3 days. And it's been an unshakable upsetness, which tells me that something really important inside is coming up for healing, right? And that's why I want to share this with you. I want you to think about what's been going on with you over these last days, because today also just happens to be the new moon in Virgo. Okay, so the Virgo represents your daily activities, the things you do every day, your work, your home life, but not your home. Okay, that's a different house. That's more of the fourth house, but it's how you behave in your home, your daily routine, getting up, brushing your teeth, um, setting out your day, like your structure, organizing your day. So there's a new moon in Virgo. And so the opportunity that we have right now is to create a new routine, but also a new perspective of these things that are very personal and intimate to us, and also an essential part of our regular functioning. So for me, home and arriving in Paris to my home was the most important thing, because it meant that I would be able to come into routine, that I would be able to continue my work with ease, that I could continue eating healthy, that I could continue running, stretching, meditating without very much upset. It's very important for me because this is all Virgo stuff. So when that was upset, it threw me for a loop, because it means that I'm now going to be in an Airbnb for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be in another Airbnb. And routine is really important when you're nomadic. So that's my story in a nutshell. I want you to take a moment and kind of think about what it is for you that routine means. Why is routine important? Why are your daily habits important? And what's, I think, going to be also very significant for us all right now is to understand what it means when you don't have stability in your daily routine. So when the new moon comes, it's an opportunity for us to start something new and to create some kind of what we start today manifests in a year. So let's say that you had poor habits or no habits or bad habits, okay? And you decide with this new moon that you want to break those bad habits and you want to create new habits for yourself. Well, it would be naive to think that today I do bad habits and tomorrow I do good habits, and the day after that I continue those habits on down the road. That's just not the reality of how most human beings work, especially if you're older and more set in your ways. So what's a more realistic approach, even universally, okay, the sun and the moon together will help you if you take a longer term approach to setting these new habits and goals, or whatever it is you're working on. So with the new moon happening September 6th, there is an opportunity for you to create some new habits, but don't expect yourself to immediately build those habits, write them down, and then live them. Instead, I recommend taking this time to write down your habits, understand what it's going to take for you to manifest those habits, and then start working on them, bringing them in slowly. So for example, if you want to start meditating and you want to be a person who meditates 1 hour every day, maybe just start off by meditating for 1 or 2 minutes every day, or 1 or 2 minutes throughout the day, right? So you meditate in the morning for a minute, then you check in the middle of the day and you meditate for a minute, and then at the end of the day, you meditate for a minute, right? And then what you'll do is build your habits, that habit with time, so that by this time next year, 1 full year, when the moon is new in Virgo again, you'll have that habit. It will be yours and it will be built up to that hour or more, or whatever it is you want it to be. And you'll be able to, next year when the new moon comes around, you'll be able to build upon that and create something that's even more powerful for yourself. Okay. Tierna is asking for a reading, and I'm not doing readings, personal readings right now. I'm doing general readings for us all for the week, okay? So sorry, I'm not doing personal readings. If you'd like a personal reading, you can actually book in with me, and I'd be more than happy to do that for you, Tierna. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly, okay? So new moon in Virgo, and this opportunity to create something new for ourselves. And going back to the card with the Eight of Swords, right now, as we enter into this new moon phase, we are being required to look at where we are trapped in old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of doing, old stuck habits, okay? Where we are blind to opportunities, okay? She's wearing a blindfold, where we have our hands tied behind our back, but not really tied tightly. Like she's not in shackles. She's in some silk. Um, she's in some silk bondage. Okay, that's not very sexy in this situation, although it's very sexy in other situations. But she's just got her hands tied. She could shake those binds off of herself if she wanted to, and then she could remove her blindfolds. And then she could also very easily walk through those swords and get herself out of that situation. So Spirit, as I said, when I asked the question, I said, what is Spirit wanting to awaken and shaken, to shake up in us? Clearly, Spirit is saying, shake off those binds that are holding us trapped. Now I'm going to take another card, and I'm going to take it again a little bit more general. This is the new moon in Virgo. Again, Virgo represents like our daily life organization, planning, making our daily lives comfortable and successful. Virgo also rules the house of obstacles and challenges. So let's ask Spirit about the nature of the obstacles and challenges that are most important for us as we move forward with our lives. Again, the new moon, 1 year for manifestation. Okay, to be a master manifester, you need about a year for your things, your dreams to manifest in reality. So let's, what I'm going to suggest you do is write down your goals and your dreams. Okay, we want to do that with each new moon. And you do that. I'm going to be taking a card to find out what's the nature of the obstacles and challenges that we face in achieving those goals and dreams that we desire, okay? So the nature of the obstacles and challenges. And I've pulled, this is so funny to me. I'm sorry, this is just hilarious. This is the Five of Wands, and you see 5 boys playing, and there's a rooster in the foreground. So these 5 boys are tussling with these sticks, and they're playing, okay? It's important to understand that this is a game for them. There's a level of exuberance, but they're fighting, like they're play fighting, but they're not play fighting, they're fighting, but they're playing. I don't know how to say this in what I'm not communicating myself very well. But the point is that these kids are battling, okay? They're trying to win. And this is the nature of the obstacles and challenges. Now, this card traditionally can mean competition, particularly in business, but usually that competition is within ourselves. So the question to ask ourselves is, what are we battling and fighting against? So that first card was the Eight of Swords, and it was very much about like being trapped by our own self-imposed circumstances, okay? And now Spirit is saying, hey, what are you fighting against? Why aren't you just going with the flow? Yeah, we see you're having fun. You like fighting. You clearly like being in resistance, okay? And that is really important to understand about this card because, again, these are, I'm going to try to blow it up, but these are young people that are tussling, and you can see in their eyes that they look like they are really in it. They are very invested, but they're not upset. They're not fighting like with anger. They're not fighting with hatred or malice. They are just really in it. They're like football players who just love what they're doing. And the message here is actually very positive, but we need to be careful because if you're like me, you like a good battle. You like a good challenge. You like, I like running uphill, okay? Running downhill is really hard for me. Running uphill, I love it. I feel that gravity. I feel the work. I feel, I'm being pushed back. I got to work really hard. Love that stuff. Love it. Plus, it builds muscle. It builds strength. It builds endurance. And I love that as well. So as we go forward with this new moon and we're trying to reach our goals, the question that Spirit is challenging us to ask is, why do you love obstacles and challenges and battling so damn much? Why don't you just relax into what we're offering you? Relax into receiving, relax into being. That's a really good point, Spirit. Thank you. So the next card I'm going to take is, okay, and again, we're looking at the new moon. We've got ourselves limited by our own beliefs, our own thinking mechanisms, the circumstances we have created for ourselves because we are co-creators with this universe, okay? And whatever's going on in our mind, both consciously and subconsciously, those things are manifesting in the world, okay? So my question is, I take on board what you're saying, Spirit. I believe you. And I'm going to ask now, what's the outcome? If I shake free, like find those limiting beliefs, find those fears, okay, from the first card. And then I relax and kind of just go with the flow and allow you to lead as opposed to me trying to control. What's the outcome? What's the outcome if we relax into Spirit? Oh, it's perfect. Two of Cups, love, relationship, connection, and things that bind. So the Two of Cups, there's, if you know anything about tarot, there's the Lovers card, and then there's the Two of Cups. And both of them are about two people coming together, opposites coming together, masculine, feminine, two polarities coming together to create something beautiful. With the Lovers, it's more about passionate creation. And with the Two of Cups, it's more about marriage. It's more about things coming together in harmony with a contract that is lasting, that is binding. And maybe this is even a bit of a reading for Tirna or Turna. I'm so sorry I'm not pronouncing your name right, because now I'm turning it into another name. But it is about coming into love and harmony and cooperation and two things moving in the same direction. That's what the two of Cups is about. And I think that's a really great understanding of why Spirit is challenging us to break free from the shackles of our old beliefs, our fears, our old habits, so that we can, and of course, we need to stop fighting, stop battling, stop resisting, right? Allow, by the way, those old habits, those old beliefs are there for us, and they're there by us. We hold on to our own habits. Nobody's doing that to us. We hold on to our old beliefs. We hold on to our old ways of thinking. We hold on to our old ways of behaving and doing, our old choices. We do that. Nobody's doing that to us, okay? So if we let go of our attachment to our old beliefs and old habits, it's going to be a lot easier for spirit to work magical miracles through us. And love and things moving in the same direction is a magical miracle. Okay, that's our reading for today. Boy, and only 22 minutes. Sorry. I'm trying to make them shorter, but it's not so easy. Anyway, I hope that you have a great week. We'll be back here next week before I leave for Paris. I leave on Tuesday. I'm excited. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. All right. Leave your comments also, right? Let me know how you enjoyed the reading, or if you didn't enjoy the reading, or if you have questions about what I read. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.